the Texcom Academy. Welcome to the Connect App V2 training session. So this PowerPoint presentation will provide you with an overview of the new cloud-based installation process. We'll also then go through a live demonstration using the Gold platform. Please bear in mind that, as you are probably already aware, the V2 is administered through the Texcom Cloud. So you must now have at least the free cloud account in preparation for the new app. So this module, it's to provide you, the installation companies, an overview of the new cloud-based installation process, as I said earlier, in preparation for the new app. Before we get through the installation process, let's just go through a few things and benefits regarding the new Texcom Connect V2. We're now offering professional installer support, so you are able to manage your customers' V2 apps from the cloud service. It now supports the full range of the Premier Lead control panels, so from the small Premier Lead 24 up to the large Premier Lead 640, we're covering the full range. The V2 features the same intuitive user interface and controls of the previous V1 app, but it also now allows the professional installer to manage the service and provide personalized support. So to your customer, to the end user, they will go through an upgrade process, which we will also show you today. But once the upgrade process is complete, they will not see much difference between the V1 and the V2. We're using the same user interface between V1 and V2. So the V2, the new Texcom Connect V2 is designed for future upgrades and premium services. Details, of course, some detail you'll get today, but a lot will be announced soon. So this V2 is available on an open beta release from the 20th of October, with the official release 14 days later listed as the 3rd of November. So it's open beta release, so it's available to everyone, but understanding that it is a beta release, giving us 14 days before official release on the 3rd of November. In terms of V1 and its support, V1 will be available to download for 14 days after V2 launch and will continue to be supported for approximately 6 months. Okay, so it will still be available on your iStore, on your Google Play Store for 14 days after V2 launch. On official launch on the 3rd of November, those of you that are on the gold level membership, you will notice on your cloud service on that day, on the 3rd of November, you will now be able to add your company logo to the mobile phone or to the end user's mobile phone. Here we've just used a simple ABC Alarms and logo to show you where it will sit on the screen. On the login screen on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side, above the customer's area text. In this case, it says home, but above the word home, you'll see ABC Alarms. So that is released on 3rd November together with the live release. Now, there is going to be 2 ways that you can connect your customer to app to control panel. One way will be using a desktop, and one way will be using a mobile device such as a tablet or a smartphone. So we'll be going through both processes with you this morning. But just a reminder regarding this little option that you will find when you are on your desktop, when you are adding or when you go to add a panel, you will notice that there's this add a site option. Please remember that add a site option is there to really help you along and make things much easier for you. I've just minimized the picture at the top, or rather made it smaller, just to show you this screenshot from the desktop. The add a site as I said, you'll find within your desktop cloud account, you can create a site before you connect a panel. This means that you can enter the user's details in the office in preparation and then just attach the panel to the site when you get there, making it easier because then you don't have to be adding all the custom information using a small mobile device. So bear in mind that that add a site function is there to help you. Now we'll look at the desktop V2 management first, and then we'll move on to the mobile device. So you of course have to log in into your TCS account using your username and password as shown. So that will be your registered username and password. So now you'll either be directed to this dashboard page, or you'll go to the add a panel page, and that depends on your access levels when you log into the cloud service. Either page, you will navigate to the panels tab as indicated to you now, and then you will navigate to overview, as you can see on the right hand side of the screen. You'll come up with this page and you'll see the app management link on the right hand side, or you'll come up to this page with the app management page or link shown to you now. So it's one of two pages, and I'll show you again. It's either this page. Now this page is showing you that you have panel management included in your subscription, because you can see configuration, information tools, health check. So this page is where you would go if your subscription for this panel included panel management. On this page, this is if you had subscribed to what we call app visibility only. Okay, so you do have these two choices. Now the choices come on this screen. This is a screen that you would have seen when you initially connected your control panel via the SmartCom to the Textcom Cloud Service. If you have the free subscription, you will have a choice of Connect V2 App Visibility or System Management, including V2 App Visibility. So in both choices you have here, you only have app visibility. That's because you're on the free platform. If you are on the gold platform, so I'm just indicating that now, but if you're on the gold platform, then you've also got two choices, but slightly different. Your first one is exactly the same, Connect V2 App Visibility, but your second choice is System and V2 App Management. So on the gold platform, you get a choice that is a little bit further than on the free platform. So we're on the gold platform, as you can see from the screenshots, and we're going to click on the quick link that's labeled as App Management, and we're going to go to a page that looks like this. Well, it could look like this. Here we have three, we call them end clients. Here they are already added to the system. Your page may be blank at this point, but it also may be, it may have customers already on there, so it depends on that. If you want to edit an existing customer, an existing end client, there's your options tab, and you'll be able to edit what we allow you to edit in terms of the platform that you have, or you'll select add new app user that you see on the right hand side, and then go through the process of adding a new app user. While we're on this page, just to make mention, the enable app users linking tab is going to be there to allow you, or rather to control, whether an end user can add further users to the system. Now, that is still under development. It will be working live on release, but so yes, that's what that will do. It will allow linking, or rather user linking will control whether an end user can add further users to the app. So let's have a look at adding a new app user. When I click on add a new app user, there's some information that we require. Enter the end client details as required, which is the email address and name. You will also need to select something called notifications are received. This allocates the panel user that is associated with the cloud user account, which then determines what notifications will be sent to the user. Basically, in most instances, you will have a drop-down menu there, and I'll show you this when we get to the live work a bit later. In this, in most instances, as I said, you will select your own name there. Well, not your own name, but the end client name. Once this information is complete, what happens is the cloud essentially then sends out an email to the end customer. So the end customer will receive an email as shown to you now. So what we say is when the new user is added, Connect will email the new user with an introduction mail, providing a link to download the Connect app and a link to set their password. So just bear that in mind. Remember now, at this point, an email has been sent. So we'll come back to that point when the end client has received the email. Now going on to these names here, the end clients that have already been added to the system. If we select the options, if I have visibility only, the only choice I actually have is receive notifications for. And don't forget, this allocates the panel user that is associated with the cloud user account. So it's associating the panel user to the cloud user account. Very often the same, so you would select the person's name. If we're working here with Ian Graham, you would see Ian Graham under that drop-down menu. And that's indicated to you now. If you have V2 management, your choices broaden, and you now have change name, upload image, disable app user, enable app user, delete app user, reset password, receive notifications for, and app access rights. Now, app access rights, I'll show you now on the next page. We'll show you what you can do in terms of app access rights. Now, in terms of app access rights, you can, per user or per end client, select what notifications they will receive. In other words, for receive alerts, security alarm messages, or safety alarms, or arm, disarm, part arm. In other words, change of state of the system, and various other notifications / alerts that they can receive. And this is selectable per user if you are on the gold subscription. Notifications via email is also selectable per user, as are the app features, which can also be selected per user, as shown to you now. Onto the mobile platform, showing you the mobile V2 management. So here we have the cloud.techsy.com/mobile website's address. Please add this to your favorites in your mobile device, whether it be your tablet or your phone. It does take you to a specific mobile designed website rather than the full website that you would be used to using when you use the desktop. We need, of course, your email and password to log in. And then if you want to add a panel, just to show you quickly, on the right-hand side, you'll see that the Connect panel option is selected. You select Connect panel, input the app code that you would have created on the keypad, add the engineer's code, add the installation type, and select Next. Once you've added the panel, you can then add a user. Adding the user is as simple as selecting the site name. Now the site name would have come from the previous step. Email address, first name, last name. Again, select the notifications for that user, save and send. At this point, the email, that same email we discussed, well, we mentioned earlier, has been sent to the end client. The right-hand side page is, in this instance, when I entered my email address, it saves it as it says, user linked to panel account. But it's also in this instance said, this email address is an existing cloud user account. It may come up with that information if the email address was already and previously used, but it would allow you to edit the name and last name if you needed to. But at this point, the user is saved. Now, please take note that if you are using the mobile website address using a mobile device such as a tablet or phone, you can add users as we've just shown you. Unfortunately, at this moment in time, the app access rights are not available through the mobile app. They must be completed through the desktop. So just a reminder, this is the per user selections if you're on the gold membership, and this is only available through the gold membership. So at this point, the adding of the new app user via TCS is complete. Now we move to the email that the end client has received. I've just split it over two pages for you so that you can see it here. So the first thing is the company name. The company name is, of course, your installation company name, or rather the company that's got the Texcom Cloud membership. That's the company name that is shown there. Step 1, your customer will click on the Create Password link. So they click on that tab where it says Create Password. They will then be asked to create or reset their password. Step 2, they will download the Texicom Connect app. So it says, once you have created your password, you will be provided the links on screen to download the Texicom Connect app from either the App Store or the Play Store. So your end client will go ahead and download the Google Play. From the Google Play Store or the App Store, they will go ahead and download the V2 app. Step 3, log into the app. What they will do is they will use the email address as their username. And it does say your app can remember this account, so you can only have to enter this once. Then it says enter your user code. Your installer, now don't forget this is as if the end client is now talking, or reading rather. Your installer will have asked you to set a user code to arm and disarm your alarm panel. Enter this the first time you use the app. You can then configure to use biometric login if your device supports this. You'll then need to allocate the rooms, and then you can use the Texicom Connect app. So that's the process, straightforward and actually very, very easy to do. Let's just have a look at the summary of this install process, and I'm just using the mobile app as a quick summary. Starting right from the beginning, install your control panel and set up SmartCom. Generate an app code, add your site to the Texicom Cloud, of course mobile or desktop, connect the panel to the site, select your service plan. Don't forget, your service plan does determine visibility or management, as well as your actual platform that you have subscribed to. Point 6, add user to site and send them email with Connect App V2 sign-up instructions. Number 7, end user creates password from link in email and follows on-screen instructions. end user downloads Texicom Connect V2 app and follows on-screen instructions. 9, end user enters username and password previously created. So that's the password that they created on step 7. And then the final step, end user enters panel user code to log in. And that's effectively it. Complete. End user working with V2. Now, of course, to mention one more step, or not one more step, but one more process, the upgrading of existing V1 users to V2. So it's a very simple process. Now, the first thing we have to do is make sure that the end client is on the very latest Texicom Connect V1 app. From there, what they will do is from the time that it's open, from the time that the app can be downloaded on the open beta release, they will be able to download Texicom Connect V2, then confirm terms of service. They will add their user details. That is also including creating a password. V2 will automatically detect that V1 is installed, and it will automatically transfer the settings from V1 to V2. There will then be a reminder on the customer's phone to delete V1. Then the customer will have to log into V2. So log in using email and password that they've just created. You only need to do that step once, or the end client only has to do it once. Then enter the panel user code to log in. And that's it again. Now, let's just have a look at the who's and when's and where's of all this, of this app V2. Upgrading existing Connect V1 app customers to the Connect V2 app, you have a choice. So you as the installation company, as the maintenance company, you have a choice with this. You can either manage your own customers, so you can add them to your Texicom Cloud account as Connect app only or as Texicom Cloud customers, and gain the facility to manage their use of the Connect app from your cloud account. You can allow your customers to upgrade the Connect app themselves. So you can inform them directly, or we will notify them via push notification in 3 months' time. So we essentially are giving you 3 months to decide what you want to do here. But don't forget that in 3 months after official release date, so that's November, December, January. So sometime near the end of January or going into February, we will notify anyone that's still on V1 to update to V2. If they follow this route, then their systems will not be associated with your Texicom Cloud account unless they are already Texicom Cloud customers. Your third choice is to do nothing. The Texicom Connect V1 app will continue to operate with current features. Okay, so you do have a choice of also doing nothing, and then the Texicom Connect V1 app will continue to operate with the current features. And that's pretty much it. This PowerPoint presentation gave you an overview of the new cloud-based installation process. And what we're going to do now is we will have a look at this process again using a live environment using the Texicom Cloud Gold platform. So let's have a look at how that works. So I'm now logging into the Gold membership. So username and password and login. Now this has taken me directly to my my dashboard with my 6 quick links that I have in front of me. So now I can click on panels and select the panel that you want to work with and select overview. Going to as I have said a number of times, I'm on the gold membership, and this page that you see in front of you at this stage is dependent on what subscription you chose. So what I'm going to do during this live demonstration is I'm just going to reconfigure the subscription, or rather show you where those choices actually are. So I'm just going to click on SmartCom, and I'm going to click on Replace SmartCom. That takes me to the subscription page, or what choices I had when I added this panel to the cloud service. So change connection options is found here. And these are the 3 drop-down menus that I had when I added this panel to the cloud service. The first drop-down menu, at the moment, your selections will purely be single path. I have another selection because I'm currently beta testing the SmartCom 4G, so I have other selections there. But the second selection is Connect V2 App Visibility or System and V2 App Management. So I have to select one or the other. In this case, I'm going to leave mine on System and V2 App Management because I want to show you the full capabilities of what we have available. So that's where that is selected. I'm not going to change that now. I'll go back to Overview, and I've got App Management. Quick link on the bottom right-hand side. Clicking on App Management takes me to my Manage App Users page. Now, in this instance, you'll notice that there are no users added at this point. And if I opened my phone now, there would be no app sites on my phone. So, as I said, enable app users linking. That allows you, or you can decide and allow end clients to add other end clients to the app. But we're going to add new app user. Once we have selected that, it's just opening the page. Enter a valid email address. So I'm just going to put in an email address, a end client name, and this is the selection here where the receive notifications for. Now I've got an engineer in this demo case, demo panel. I've got my name as a user, and I've got another person's name from a previous training session. There's another person's name there as user 2. In this instance, will just select my name and next. Add that app user, and that app user is now added. If I return to the users, you'll now notice that that user is now added, as you see there. I can click on options, and I have a large selection of what I can do with this end client app user. I can change the name, I can upload an image, so I can put a picture of that user so I can recognize them going forward and so on. I can disable the app user, I can enable the app user, I can delete the app user completely off the system, I can reset their password. That will, of course, send them an email, and they will reset their password using the email link. Receive notifications for, and app access rights. Clicking on app access rights takes me to this page where I can enable or disable different notifications or different alerts for this specific user. So I can enable and disable what information in this one is emails, what emails I want to receive on this user. Then what features is this end client allowed to use on their app that I can also choose from the app features page. Save the settings, and that essentially is is it added? Okay, so that's pretty much what we see there from the desktop. Now I'm just going to share my mobile phone screen with you to show you what this looks like when we're using the mobile phone. Going to the login of the mobile phone. Let's just log in. And you'll notice that everything looks the same at this point. My 5 menu buttons remain at the bottom, which is my menu, my recipes, my rooms, my calendar, and home, which is where I can set, unset, and part set my system. If I click on menu, system details, you'll notice that it does indicate the app version 2.0.11 and gives me all the other information that I need. So everything else is exactly the same once the app is operational. And I can log out.